This is a week 4 day 2 video where we start going into a bit technical regarding how to use the abacus. Basically, to be able to add and take away into any number, you just need to know your number bond 5 and 10. Now, in the next few weeks, we're going to spend time exploring number bond 5. So what I meant by number bond 5 is what makes 5. For example, 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. And this is important to show children that 1 and 4, what if I reverse it, 4 and 1? Does it still make 5? Hopefully by now they know, yes, you do. From the exercise, when you say 5 at 1 is 6 and 1 at 5 is 6 too. Now then the other way, the other number we can look at is 2 and 3 is the same as 3 and 2. Okay, they need to remember this. So that's the first bit we're going to do. Now, the reason for that is because the abacus is made of only 4 beads at the bottom. Now what happens if we want to add 1 more? We can't because we are running out of beads. So the only way to do that, we call 1 and 4 are little friends to make 5. Okay, so if we want to add 1 more, we couldn't add on. What we can do is we need to go to the 5, isn't it? We need to put the 1 in the 5, but then 1 is not 5. So we cannot just put a 1 and pretend that is a 1. It's not, it's a 5. The only way is to group 1 and the friend of 4 into a 5. So if you want to add 1, there isn't enough, then we say, oh, who is the friend of 1? 4. So bring the friend 4, and now they can go into a 5. Okay, and do a few exercises, for example, 4. What if I want to add 2 more? You can't fit in again, there isn't enough beads. So, alright then, so who is a friend of 2? Is a 3. So you need to bring the friend, which is 3, and add the 5. Okay, now adults will understand it. Well, if I want to add 2, I can't fit in. If I add the 5, I need to take 3 away. That's usually what we do, but some children would not understand that. That is a bit too hard for them to understand. So the only way we can work around this problem is to say, if you want to add 2, you can't put the 2 down. You need to bring a friend, which is 3, and go into 5. And you can do the same for adding 3. If I want to add 3, I can't add 3, so I need to bring, who is a friend of 3? Is 2, so take away 2, add the 5. So in this section, you keep on recalling, oh, who is a friend of 1, who is a friend of 2, who is a friend of 3, and who is a friend of 4. And the same, we've got 4. You want to add 4 again, it's not enough, so the friend of 4 is 1, bring 1, and add the 5. You can do the same for 3. 3 at 2. 1 is not enough, so we don't even touch it. You say, oh, if it's not enough, who is a friend of 2 is 3. Take away 3, add the 5. Can do the same. How do I add 4? Well, there is only 1 bead there. It's not enough, so 4. Who is a friend of 4? 1. Okay, so in this week, on the day 2, this is what you're going to do. You're just going to ask them to do some exercises, and if you can get them to like put 4 on every dot and say, okay, add 1 on the first dot, take away 4, add the 5. Add 2 on the second dot, oh, friend of 2 is 3, take away 3, add the 5. And then add 3 on the third dot, oh, take away 2, add the 5. And once you're done, they're familiar with it. Okay, get them to practice a bit and get them to do page 32. Here, 4. 4. How do you add 1 more? I can't. So who is a friend of 4? They can write it down at the top there to remind them like this. Okay, who is a friend of 1 is 4. Take away 4, add the 5. The answer is 5. How do I do 14 at 1? 14 is made of 10 and 4. At 1, just look at the concentrate on the units. Add the unit to the unit. So take away 4, add the 5. Okay, so how do I do 13 at 3? 13 is made of 10 and 3. I want to add 3. I can't add 3. There isn't enough. So who is a friend of 3 is 2. Take away 2, add the 5. The answer is 16. So get them to do as many questions as possible on this page.